Sometimes, no matter how well prepared you are, there is this dreaded feeling that your project's going off the rails. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you how to get your project back on track and to close it off successfully. Side note, stick around to the end because I'm going to share with you how you can get your hands on an amazing checklist on how to ensure your projects don't fail. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Adriana Girdler, and you have landed on the best practical project management channel out there in YouTube world, in my personal opinion. Now, if you want to learn how to get your projects back on track, let's get to it. Determine the cause of derailment. Your first step in this is to really do a deep dive to understand what's going on and why this derailment is happening. So you want to take a look at first understanding, is your derailment in your control or out of your control? Are there external factors like politics, business climate, the environment? Like, is something going on that you just don't have control over that's causing your derailment? Are there internal factors? Did some key people leave from your project and now you're kind of left in the dust trying to figure out what to do? Did senior executives change the direction on you or the strategy that's aligned to your project? So that becomes really important. Understand where the derailment is coming from. Your second thing you're going to do to really do this deep dive is you're going to bring your team together to assess this derailment. And you want to ask some questions like, why did this occur? When did this happen? And really go into a deeper dive brainstorming with your team once you understand the external and internal factors that are impacting this derailment. Review and revise the project path. So now that you understand what exactly is occurring with this derailment, you now have to look at the plan. You have to go deeper. You have to take a look at your project schedule. Is there anything that has to change, to shift, to get out of the derailment and get you back on track? Are there any additional tasks that you're going to have to add, delete, change, redirect? You also want to take a look at your budget. Is there anything from a budget perspective that's going to help you ensure that you can get things back on track? The key here is you want to take a look at your project plan, go back to your charter. How many times have we said that's the living document? You want to know more about charters? Go check out some other videos that I have, Adriana Girdler charter, and you can get some good information on it. But just reevaluate that charter, take a look at everything, and make sure that what it is that you're doing, you're called out, is now either still aligned or you have to change and shift to get your project back on track. Meet with key stakeholders outside of your project team. All right, remember, stakeholders are everyone who touches the project, and your own team members are stakeholders. But you've already did your deep dive with them, coming up with everything that you need to help revise your plan. The next critical thing you have to do is you have to meet with those stakeholders outside of your project team. Those are your sponsors, your steering committee, senior executives. It could be the department, customer, whoever is getting the end deliverable. You want to bring them up to speed. You want to have them be aware of the changes, the impact, and how you're going to bring everything back on track and what help you need from them. Because I promise you, if things are derailing and there are external factors that are out of your control, you are going to need help. And even if they're internal factors as well, you're going to need some assistance now from those higher up who are in charge of budget and who are in charge of the strategy and who can give you what you need to remove your roadblocks so you can get things back on track. Monitor and control. Okay, now that you're getting your project back on track, you're going to have to do a lot more due diligence with monitoring and control. And if you've been following my videos or my SLAY project management ways of working, you know exactly how important that step is. It's one of the frameworks to project management. So I know you've been doing it if you've been following the SLAY ways of working. However, you're going to have to do more of it. So what are some things that you can really do just to be on top of things? So you just had things get off the rails and you want to make sure that what you're doing is going to be back on track. So you want to consider doing another risk assessment on your project. Doing another risk session is something that's going to be really powerful, and see if there's any new things based on what you changed, tweaked, deleted, that maybe there's some new risks that are popping up that you need to put contingency and mitigation plans. You want to be really on your project schedule and timeline with your project team and let them know why you're doing this. Hey guys, we just had this derailment, so let's now ensure instead of every 2 weeks updating our WBS action plan, we're going to do it now every week. And I need to ensure that anytime there's anything you think is going to derail, notify me immediately. So you're really kind of a little more on high alert than you normally would be. Don't fret. That's not going to stay like that forever. You just want to be on track right now until you get things back on track and things are chugging away again, then you can back off the monitoring and controlling and just do your standard monitoring and controlling, which is your timeline schedule, your meetings with executives, things of that nature, and allowing people to do what they do well, which is subject matter experts executing on these subject matter expertise that they've been assigned to do. Collect lessons learned. Okay, lessons learned are not for the end of a project. Lessons learned can be done throughout the project life cycle, particularly at points in times like these when your project derails. Why did it derail? Have an understanding of it. I promise you, the more you can learn, not only for the current project you're working on, but future projects, is only going to make you a better and really an awesome project manager. So when you do your lessons learned, I have a video. If you go to the search bar in Adriana Girdler YouTube, lessons learned or lessons learned AAR, I think it's lessons learned, do lessons learned. I have a video totally dedicated on that teaches you how to do a lessons learned, as I like to call them, after action reviews or AARs. This is going to be really powerful for you, and it's just going to give you some additional information that you can now share with your team to ensure that they also know how everyone's going to be proceeding and to ensure that this doesn't happen again to the best of your ability. Now that you know how to get your projects back on track, I'm so happy for you, yay, because I promise you'll experience it. What are some other things you need to know? You need to know this. You want to make sure that your projects don't struggle, and what are some other things that you need to be aware of. And guess what? It's free for you, my gift to you. I so appreciate you being here, learning from me, and there's some extra cool stuff for you that you definitely want to go and get. Where can you get it? It's in the link below under this video. Until the next video, see you later.